Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. Today I will show you how to end a process using the Task Manager in Windows 10. If you have ever had a problem with a program that freezes or is giving problems, the best way and the easiest way to close that program is, if it is not responding when you click on the X to X out of it, is to go Control-Alt-Delete. This will bring up your Task Manager. As you can see, Task Manager. Click on that. And this is the Task Manager built into Windows. Now, say I'm having a problem with Google Chrome. All I do is I go to Processes. I find Google Chrome. You can see it's running there. The screen recorder I'm using to record this video is running. And the Task Manager is running. Those are the active apps that are open at the moment when I'm using Windows. All you do is you click on Google Chrome or the program that's given, the application that's given the problem, and you go to the bottom here, End Task. And as you can see, it's closed the program Google Chrome. If, say, Google Chrome was giving me a problem, and the task has ended. Now, there are some other handy features in Task Manager. It's actually a very much overlooked piece of little software built into Windows. First of all, you can go to the options at the top, and I would suggest saying always on top. So when you go Control-Alt-Delete to bring up your Task Manager, and it doesn't go underneath another window, it's always on top, so you can always use it even if the problem, the app that's giving the problem is hiding the Task Manager, then you can't get to it. If you say always on top, it will always be on top of anything, so you always have access to it. And then the View tab, you can group by type, you can expand all, collapse all. I like just to say group by type, so that means you have your active apps that are open and your background processes that are running in Google Chrome, in Windows 10. As you can see, those are all the processes that are running. The next tab at the top, these are just some features we're going to go through, is Performance. And here you can see what CPU usage is, what your CPU usage is, some information about your CPU. You can see how much memory you are using at the time, for the time being. I have got 3.1 out of 9.1 gigabytes I'm using. You know, it just gives you some information. You can see your hard disk, what usage at the moment. I've got 0% hard disk activity there. 46.3 just gives you what usage of your hard disk, hard drive, your Wi-Fi, your GPU, which is built into your motherboard, and your, in this case, I've got a standalone GPU as well, which is a graphics processing unit, which is my NVIDIA GeForce graphics card. And on the latest from the May 2004 Windows update, on most Windows 10 you get a little temperature here for the GPU, but for some reason, I think it's because I'm running Windows 10 Home, it doesn't show up. But if you're running other versions of Windows 10 like Pro and so forth, you will see a GPU temperature over there. This is your app history. This just gives you information about apps that are actually running on your system, the CPU time, how much network they're using, and so forth. A very little handy feature just to check out some stuff. And this is the most important as far as I'm concerned in the Task Manager, where you see your startup. And this is where all your startup entries are. And I've done a video prior to this on speeding up Windows about startup items, but your startup items are very important. The more startup items you have when your computer starts, first of all, the longer it will take to start, and secondly, it means there's more processes and services running in the background when you start Windows, so your operating system will be slower. So one of the first things to do to speed up your computer regarding with the Task Manager is to go through your list and see if there's any obvious programs you can see you're not using. For instance, I don't want Cortana which I don't use very often, but I do use now and again, to be running when I start Windows. So I've disabled it, but all I do is, if I want to enable or disable something, I click on that program there, I go enable, you can see it's changed to enable, or I go disable, and it is now disabled. So I suggest you go through this, and you will be able to see if you've noticed any program you definitely don't want running at startup, you can just disable or enable here. That is a very handy feature. And then the last one I want to talk about, which you might find useful, is the user. So you can see I am the user, that is my username. And at the moment I've got 56 processes running in the background. And that means, because I've hardly got anything open. And what I like to do, if you see, I'll open Chrome. You can see already it's climbing to 72 processes. So that is because Chrome is running its own processes now, and obviously is using a bit more processes and memory. So you can see now I've got 74 processes running, and a rule of thumb for me is, for myself, is I like to have less than 100 processes running at any one time. And if you see some of my how to speed up Windows videos, you will see how you can get those processes down. And if this is under 100, I say your computer is very snappy and is very workable and user friendly. So I try to keep my processes per user under 100. As you can see, it's 73. And that's all I want to talk about the Task Manager today. I think it is a very handy piece of software, very overlooked sometimes, but it can do a lot and is actually very handy, especially when it comes to speeding up and solving programs and closing programs that are unresponsive on your PC. And before I finish this video, another way you can obviously get to your Task Manager, besides doing Control-Alt-Delete, is clicking on your taskbar, right-clicking in your taskbar, and you can see there Task Manager. And there is your Task Manager. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.